I do have an introductory video for both the trim restore, the acrylic graphene trim restore from turtlewax, and the scratch repair kit. But today you're going to hear straight from the professor himself from turtlewax, Mike Schultz. We will take a deeper dive and do a demonstration on the scratch repair kit and its contents first, and then we'll follow up with the trim restore. The contents of the scratch repair kit include the coating, resin, or filler itself, a compound, the applicator block, and enough of the applicator pad to do multiple areas on your vehicle.
Hi Brian, Michael Schultz from Turtlewax here. I'm excited to introduce our new scratch repair kit from Turtlewax. This is a very, very unique kit. It'll produce 90% of professional repair on superficial scratches that are not through the color coat. The beauty about this kit is it's extremely easy to use, and we have a double active resin in here that basically self-levels and basically will blend in with the surrounding paint. You wait 24 hours after it dries, and then you can come back with a compound and feather in the repair, and it's perfect for doing large areas too. One of the things that is fantastic about this kit, it's also very good for road rash. So if you can imagine rash on your front bumper or rash on the side of the car, you can take the clear coat resin and actually, after you clean the area, wipe on a new clear coat right over those impact coatings that are on the car or on the front bumper to make it look like new. So let's get started. What's in the kit? So first of all, you can see we're going to give you everything you need to do a repair. We're going to provide you with a compound to kind of remove any surface oxidation or any surface whiteness from usually happens into the clear coat on a scratch. We're also going to give you non-woven lintless fabric and a clear coat resin to apply over the damaged area. So let's get started. Also, there's going to be gloves in there. I'm not going to use the gloves today, so you can clearly see what I'm doing. So, but you get lunch for those people that have sensitive skin. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with our premium clarifying compound that's in the kit. So I'm going to start with this scratch over here. Brian, we have this hood here, and it's got a lot of scratches here. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to clean up the scratches. You want to try to get rid of as much of the surface whiteness from the scratch so you can restore the clarity to the top coat. So I'm just going to do an area here, and I'm going to clean this up. And you can see there's really no whiteness in the scratch. So this is a large area, so we're going to try to do a major repair to this entire area, and I'm going to show you how you can feather and blend in this kit. The clear coat is actually a typical resin that you may find in a ceramic coating, but this is double active. Why is double active important? Because you're going to put about 0.5 mils of clear coat back on the finish. Now, it's self-leveling, and that's the beauty of it. Now, we give you enough cloths here, because sometimes once you do this, you're going to find that once how easy this is to do, you're going to want to do more repair. So you start with the woven wipe, and I'm just going to show you. I'm going to open it up. It's designed that you can fold it over and wrap it around this foam block. So by wrapping around the foam block, you're actually creating an applicator, a very nice thick lintless applicator. You have a orifice reducer here, so it allows you to wet the applicator with just enough clear coat to do the job. So as you see here, I'm using the orifice reducer, and once the cloth is completely wet, you now have enough coating to do a repair to any paint panel. So now it simply is this. So here we have our scratch, and you want to massage it into the scratch, and you'll notice how it fills in the scratch. Now here's another advantage to this. let's say you don't like this repair. This one actually looks pretty good. But let's say you don't like this repair. You have 20 minutes to go back and reuse the compound and correct the finish. So let's do that. Let's pretend that I didn't like this. So I can come here and I can wipe off the resin. I can come back with my compound. Maybe I want to do more of a finesse or repair to this. And then I can come back and reapply the coating if I want. So I have plenty of work time to decide when this is the right time to coat it with the top coat. So let's do it again. So we take our applicator, we just re-wet the clear coat on top of our non-woven material, and by folding it over, you're making a nice pad. Now I can go back over and reapply this and say, okay, I really like this repair now. And you see, now you see the gloss you get? The gloss you get is the gloss that will remain. It'll self-level, it'll dry and cure it in about 24 hours. And then if you have shiny spots, you could come back 24 hours later, use the compound to feather in the repair around to the surrounding paint.
Little difference between
yes.
views.
Yeah, so basically I filled in these scratches and that's a permanent repair. This coating, when it cures, will be harder than the original paint. It's a very, very hard clear coat.
And the time frame for cure?
24 hours. In 24 hours
So
you can come back and, just like a professional would use compound to feather in a repair, you can blend in the gloss with the surrounding paint. What I found is most people, once they do the repair and see how easy it is, they usually are pretty well satisfied with the repair as is. They'll try it on other locations where they have scratches. Here I have a light colored metallic, and you can see there's a network of typical scratches you would see in a car that's not well maintained. Again, I'm going to take my clear coat resin. I'm going to use my orifice reducer to apply my product. As soon as you see it wet through, you know you have enough coating. I'm going to do half this panel so you can see the repair. Just going to do about half. And I hope you can see how this goes on. This is an older clear coat, so this one is not as pristine as the one we just did. But I'm going to wipe on my clear coat, and I'm just going to try to do half. And don't worry about any rivulets that are in the coating, or if it looks like it's got brush stroke marks, it's going to level. And right before your eyes, you can see that it's starting to level. So what it's doing, it's putting a half a mil of clear coat back in the coating, into the coating that's on the car. And once it cures, you can, like I said, you can recompound it, because sometimes the gloss of a paint finish may not be as high as the gloss that you're going to get from this coating. So you may want to come back with your compound and actually feather it in and do the whole panel with compound so it all looks like a uniform repair. So for the cost of this kit, you're doing probably 90% of a professional repair with a simple wipe-on clear coat.
And that pretty much sums up the scratch repair kit in great detail. Let's move along to the trim restore.
So what we have here, it's a brand new product from Turtlewax. It's a graphene acrylic trim restorer. Why is the graphene important? Actually, Turtlewax has 2 patents on processing graphene. When we process graphene, we get it down to the atomic level into single layers of graphene. Why is the graphene important? Graphene actually helps to get rid of static electricity, and it also helps the colorants to get into the pores of the plastic. We all know that a lot of the plastic on our trim is very porous, especially older plastics. But the graphene and the dyes help to get into that plastic and restore a brand new look. So this is actually a permanent repair. This is not something that's going to wash off. This is, we've already had it on cars where it's been for almost a year. Now you're going to need your own applicator for this. And you want to wear gloves, because the acrylic graphene is very permanent, and once it gets on your hand, you got about 20 minutes to get it off. But the whole point of this, think about all our SUVs and all the cars with the plastic fender wells, or the plastic runners that basically fade to look really, really, really bad.
The Chevy Avalanche.
Huh?
The Chevy Avalanche pickup.
Oh
truck.
God, Chevy Avalanche. But usually that plastic fades really, really quick, even after in less than a year. And it goes to that dull gray. Well, this is something that's actually black tinted and will actually restore that to a rich black look. Now, if you want to avoid streaking, we recommend 2 applications, because sometimes plastic based on its porosity will want to suck into 2 coats of this product. So we highly recommend 2 coats. But we have testing where we've seen well after a year, it looks exactly the way you applied it. So it's perfect for those areas that face the sun, that are bleached out by the harsh weather of our summers. This product works fantastic. Rod over here is going to do a little bit of a demo for you.
Hey
on
guys,
this plastic trim.
you saw me do this already, but you're going to see the professor here get it done.
So as you can see, so this is a graphene. This is an acrylic, a wipe-on acrylic.
Heavily textured plastic, where it's not quite as noticeable. See any type of streaking? This is more flat textured piece of plastic.
It's also safe for running boards because it will not leave a slippery finish behind. So it's not going to be like a silicone where it's going to oil up the surface where you can slip and fall on a wet surface. This will dry to matte to the touch.
And that's all there is to it. An easy way to restore and protect your plastic trim. I do appreciate your patience, as there is a lot going on in the background. The audio may suffer with a few of these videos, but you'll get the point.
Thank you for stopping by. One of the things that turtlewax really focuses on is problem solution. So if you have a problem, we usually try to come up with a solution, and that's what we showed you here today. We showed our wipe-on clear coat with our scratch repair kit, and we now have just showed you our graphene acrylic trim restorer for all those cars that have the plastic trim that have gone through a lot of years of weathering where they no longer look black anymore. So this is a great product. It's a permanent repair. So when it comes to your problems, turtlewax will always work on solutions for you.
Thank you, Michael.